Sorry.
All right. We ready? Here we go. Guardian Radio episode 242. Welcome everyone to Guardian Radio, the first and longest running Destiny podcast on the net. I am your host, Mark Turcott, and joining me this week from inside his closet. Yes, he's inside his closet. My morning fire team brother, K-Dub. K-Dub, what's up, dude?
What's up, everybody? And congratulations to the men's U.S. curling team for the gold medal.
They did.
I've
That's
never
right,
been
man.
so exciting about effing curling in my life, dude.
You're obsessed with curling, man.
Dude, well, the funny thing is, if you know the story about this guy that's a skipper, he was on the bronze medal team like 8 years ago, did nothing. They tried to make his own team. He was shunned. And then he was not having the greatest Olympics, and they just went on a tear and won like 7 matches in a row against all the best in the world, won the gold medal. Dude was crying. Man, happy for them. Congrats to them. I got to give the props to the U.S. men's curling team. Let's go. It was awesome. It was fun to watch.
And finally, that other voice there you hear, our king of queens, YouTuber Mesa Sean. Sean, what's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, I was I guess I'm a sellout. I'm a traitor. I pledged not once but twice to Dead Orbit this last
and I pledged
to
New Monarchy, bro.
Dude,
You're going New Monarchy.
I'm always Dead Orbit.
Well, I did my Hunter New Monarchy, I did my Warlock and my Titan, and I even got all the Titan ornaments except for the Nightfall helmet though. But I wanted that auto rifle from Dead Orbit, man. They've got a Viced, it's like a rapid fire frame auto rifle that's got Zen Moment. So when you're laying into like a yellow bar ad, it literally does not move or whatever. I haven't tried it in PvP just yet because I'm just using the same old weapons over and over. But yeah, 2 characters in Dead Orbit, but unfortunately I didn't grind for the Warlock Dead Orbit gear because the Titan Dead Orbit gear looked great. I feel like the Warlock one, not so much. Yeah. I prefer the New Monarchy set that I have from last time. So
wow, Sean, I'm always a Dead Orbit guy. I went New Monarchy this time.
We went the opposite, man.
And I gotta say this.
Yep.
I kind of betrayed my Titan brethren this week, man.
You did.
What'd you go with?
You did.
I finally started my Warlock, man. So I had many messages sent my way while I was playing, saying like, "What are you doing playing a Warlock?" So yes, I played a Warlock this week.
Don't you love the jump, man? Isn't it fun going through the story again?
It is. And we'll talk about that here. I want to talk about that.
Well, here. See what he does is he jumps, and then the story ends before he lands again.
That's how slow.
Just floating the entire time.
Is. You get used to it, man. You get used to it.
That's the one thing. I mean, we've always said that. Like, the jump is the one thing really that just differentiates the characters when you're playing them from moment to moment. I mean, getting used to it's been tough. You know, I've been kind of playing around with the dials a little bit to figure out what works best. But I got it now. What messed me up was I was running the Warlock for the last few days, and I had a friend come on. We ran the Prestige Nightfall, and going back to my Titan. Yeah, having played the Warlock for so long, it was just like I had to get used to that jump again.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, Sean, you said it. Like, going back and playing through this story has just been great this week.
Yeah.
I mean, I never run the what do they call them?
The meditations.
The meditations that Ikora has. Like, I just never reran those. And because the way the game's built, like, it doesn't really incentivize you to do that with D1. I mean, you're always running like the daily story missions and getting in there and doing that. Where now, like, I only played those missions the one time back in September.
Yeah.
So actually taking this character back through again, it's been great, you know, and being able to go back through that progression loop of getting new gear and just seeing that little number tick up. It's great, man. And, you know, I know a lot of people, this is old news to you, but, you know, if you were one of those people that week 1, week 2, you just tore through those 3 characters and you're like, oh, there's nothing to do, go back and do that. I mean, the story's fun. Like, it actually is enjoyable to go back through. I'm having a great time doing it. I love going into public events is like a level 9, you know, heroic event. It's actually like legitimately difficult, you know, to kind of
one shot by everything.
Yeah. It's been fun, man. It was actually a lot of fun. So
they got to do something with that. I got a feeling because, like you said, there's no incentive. So if they just rework Ikora Rey and bring back some sort of weekly Story Strike playlist, because I feel like the 3 meditations are not enough. And even then, when you get those Vanguard research tokens, there's no real loot pool for that. You know what I mean? So hopefully they'll go back and revamp that. Because, I mean, we love the weekly Story Strike playlist because it had modifiers, too. And one week it was Venus and Earth. One week it was Dark Champions or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they'll go back and add burns, add modifiers to it, specialists, small arms, trickle, throw in Daybreak. You know what I mean? Like, fun, you know?
Yep. But we're getting there. And I will say, if you guys have listened to the show for a while, I was a big fan of Combined Arms in Destiny 1, just because I love driving vehicles, man. And I know so I can laugh, but like that's the Halo fan in me that comes out with that. So those two missions, man, when you're driving, the one is you're just running over everything, which is kind of eh. The other one with the tank, though, you're just straight up blowing things up, and it's cool. Like I wish I could find a way to implement like a Combined Arms type playlist, like a First Light size level again into Destiny.
Yeah. Dude, like that. I remember there's so many times in private matches and other things when Mark wanted to go play PvP. He's like, "Bro, let's go play Combined Arms." I'm like, "Dude, come on!" It's so big. When you die, it takes like an hour to get back into the fight. It's like,
it's so good. I know, I get it, but. All right. Well, what's up, everybody here? Thank you here for tuning into the show. Glad you guys could join us. We got lots to talk about this week. We have all new chatter about new emblems coming, challenges tied to those emblems, some things to incentivize people to rerun things. But quick housekeeping here. As always, email us feedback@theguardiansofdestiny.com. It's the best way to have your voice heard here on the show. We are actually going to hopefully start getting some guests here on the show again moving forward. We haven't had guests on in a while. So who do you want us to have on the show? Let us know. Email us, as well as send your topics to us. Like we said, you guys are helping to fuel the show moving forward. And if you want to tune in live, you can do so on Twitch, twitch.tv/Guardian Radio. Next week, we will be live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Big what's up to everybody over on Twitch. And if you can't be here live for the show, but you want to see the video, you can find it on Sean's YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mesa Sean. And real quick here, this Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, Sean's going to be streaming live on YouTube. We're going to be running Sean, myself, K-Dub, and the guys from WTF Nation running through the raid layer, which K-Dub and I have never run. So we're going in as newbies.
And plus you're going in with, I got to say, the pros, because these guys have this strat down that literally it's going to be a fast run. So hopefully we could talk them into doing a prestige run afterwards of the regular Leviathan. But they have some formula down where they know based on what the elements are, how many exact skulls and which ones we need in terms of, like, we probably will two-phase them like the first time. Like, these guys are just no joke. And if you're coming in as Titans, just go with Sunbros because hammers do so much damage on Argos.
Sounds like a plan, man. So tune into that, guys. And then, Sean, maybe we can even bump that to the channel too, pop that out so people, if they want to go and see that.
You definitely
see that on Sean's channel. But all right, guys, we got lots to talk about here. Let's move on here to our first segment, the news segment that we call Dispatches from the Traveler. All right, guys. Well, this week we had a little bit of an update to the development roadmap, and some things actually got moved around a little bit out to some later releases. And essentially, this was just because they want to make sure that everything hits, I guess, the quality, right, that everybody wants. I mean, they're not rushing things out. We know they need to get things out, and I'm sure the urgency is in the studio right now to just push stuff out. But
it would be more detrimental for them to bring something out and it not be perfect than to push it out and it's more quality when it comes out.
Yeah.
Which is why they know what they're doing.
Because like when Christopher Barrett talks about, he put out a blog update regarding moving things over, like the strike-specific loot for the Nightfalls. His exact quotes I have in front of me. He was saying something, they have to be super cool. So we're giving the artists extra time to make sure they are super cool. Means that I think we're getting, because everyone complains about reskins, you know what I mean? So I get a feeling that these are going to be all brand new looking, sounding, perk-wise, hard to get weapons, hopefully, based on how you set your Nightfall prestige challenges and so forth.
Yep. That's what people want, man. We want that carrot on the end of the stick. I mean, honestly, like playing back through here on the Warlock, like that's what's been great is these weapons are dropping. And when you play through the campaign, like you have to pretty much use whatever drops, right? Because it's always dropping 3 or 4 levels higher. So you're using weapons you never would normally use, but it completely changes the way you play.
Right.
And that's fun. And so if we can get these unique weapons again, that we can just make it feel different every time you find one of these things or just unlock one of these things, it's going to be great. I mean, that's what players want. We want that.
Yep.
Let's see. They also announced, and this is pretty cool, that Rumble will be joining the 6v6 Iron Banner and Mayhem into that new rotating weekly Crucible playlist that's coming in 1.1.4. And they want to make sure players have more diverse set of game modes available in both Crucible and in private matches. So that's going to be, of course, coming with the private matches. Are you guys big Rumble fans? I mean, personally, I just never really played it much in Destiny 1.
Here's the thing. The people that are PvP specialists that are they're elite PvP players and like to go in and wreck people. They love Rumble because it's a 1v2, 1v1, 1v5, 1v whatever, but it's 1v whatever. And so the people that like Rumble are the people that like to play Trials, the people that like to be really hardcore PvP people. The advantage to Rumble in this current meta is that it takes away the team shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing now in this meta, but when the changes, I don't know. But people still are going to always love Rumble. So it's really, they needed to bring it back. I'm glad that they're doing it. The weird thing is it says Rumble will be joining 6v6 Iron Banner and Mayhem.
Yeah.
Now, are they just saying maybe there needed to be a comma in there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think it's Rumble will be joining
I think it'd be different playlists, I think.
and Iron Banner and Mayhem. So there wasn't a comma that I was like, wait, 6v6 Iron Banner Rumble? Wait a minute.
No.
My head almost exploded when I read this. I was like, we're missing a comma somewhere.
I think they're saying basically there's this weekly Crucible playlist that's going to be rotating, and it's going to be Mayhem, Iron Banner, Rumble. Like there's these different, iterations of it. And then, of course, it's coming to private matches also. That's going to be a part of it.
Just to chime in on Rumble, Rumble's going to be a smash hit because for me, myself, I used Rumble before I'd go into regular Crucible and D1 to figure out which weapon I'm going to be good with that night. Some nights it was Mida night.
Sure.
Most nights it was Supercell night. Sure. Other nights, am I good with my God Roll Lord High Fixer? But to tack on the K-Dub's point, we're tired of the team shooting meta. Rumble is going to kind of if they get the spawns correct in Rumble, I think Rumble is going to be filled nonstop with people because it's going to take the team shooting out. You're going to have hopefully one-on-one gunfights, with people. And I'm wondering, is it going to be 6 players or is it still just going to be 4 players on a map? Because it's coming along with 6v6 Iron Banner. I get a feeling it's probably going to start off with just 4 people against each other. But who knows? They could make it 6 people. 6 people on a map. Let's say like Endless Vale.
It specifically says Rumble will be joining 6v6.
Yeah, but we don't know if Rumble's going to be 6 or is Rumble going to be 4s.
It'll be. I think it'll be 6. I think they would make it 6.
Yeah, 6 and it'll be one-on-one gunfights.
If you're getting rid of the team shot aspect, 6s is fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think it's 6s. I mean, it's probably going to be in both, but for sure in 6s. It basically says that they're joining the 66 playlist.
What are you doing, man?
I'm trying to. I got stuff
like
everywhere.
Tying his shoes, like trying to talk on the shoes.
I got stuff everywhere.
His shoes. He's getting his race shoes ready for Wednesday.
Yeah. I can't wait for Rumble. That's gonna be a lot of fun, man.
Let's see. Also, tomorrow, as we're recording this, so many of you will be listening to this after this drops, but 1.1.3 is dropping, and it is, of course, bringing on the Nightfall Strike scoring. And the first version of the Prestige Nightfall Challenge card and the emblem variants. So here's some interesting things. They go on to say that the Nightfall emblems are changing, and this was Tyson Green. We've heard from Tyson a lot. He's a senior design lead on the game about the upcoming emblem and aura changes. And I want to read through some of this because this is it's interesting. It says the emblems in Destiny have been positioned as a vanity collectible with a few exceptional and popular emblems that reflect noteworthy achievements. In D2, we're starting to pivot emblems more towards the latter example by adding stat displays to some of them. And we want to go further in the direction of emblems as a means of exposing your achievements. So they want people to look at your emblem and know something about you, see what you've achieved. Right. It says, first, we're exposing more stats on the emblems and making those emblems more available to players who want to display those stats. For example, the Crucible emblems that advertise wins or KD can now be obtained directly from Shaxx after 10 Crucible rep packages. It says if you don't get one earlier. We're also deploying a new emblem that advertises your Crucible kills, which are broken down by class. You can see who finds themselves in your crosshairs more often. So you're going to be able to see how many Titans you've killed, how many hunters.
I was just about to say I want to rock the one that shows how many Titans I kill.
It'll be a 0. It'll be a big 0 there, homie.
Or my friend who hates hunters. He calls them squirrely little hunters who run around with their little quick fangs and go invis all the time. He's probably going to rock that emblem, I think.
Yeah.
Now, this is the other interesting piece here, because this one seems to be causing a little bit of the drama here around the emblem. So it's hilarious. We're talking about emblem drama. He says, we're collapsing auras into emblems and removing them as standalone items. Mm-hmm. This means that existing raid trials and the new Nightfall emblems will provide existing aura effects to players, and future emblems can also roll out new effects. These auras are conditional. For example, you'll still have to go flawless or do a prestige clear to activate them. Some of these auras will also come with fire team bonuses. So when they see that aura over you, they know who is giving them the benefit.
So so some people might not understand exactly what that means. So let's say that you do an event, you get an emblem, and it gives you an aura because that aura is associated with that emblem. That aura that's associated with that emblem is only good for that week. And while you will still keep the aura, or the emblem, excuse me, the aura will go away until you achieve that, whatever it was that you did to get the aura again. Yeah. You won't necessarily get the emblem again, but the aura will go active once you achieve what you achieved to get the emblem in the first place. So that's what they're saying. So you get it. Let's say it's a Nightfall, whatever prestige emblem, and it gives you an aura. At the next week when you go live, your aura will go away. You'll still have the emblem. You'll have to achieve that same thing that you did for the aura then to go active again.
Because then it says, like, I'm looking at the picture from This Week at Bungie. So we see the Pyramidion emblem. It's got DMG04. It says this emblem tracks your high score for the Nightfall, has your personal best, your bonus threshold, and then it applies a purple crown aura. But then at the bottom it says increase Vanguard token drops for you and your fire team in this strike. Right. So it looks like you have to be back in that strike. Right. But I really, off topic here, I really hope they bring it sooner than later, the fixing of the repeating of the strikes, because I never ever get.
When was that? They did mention that recently. I remember us talking about that here on the show. Is that coming tomorrow?
The roadmap, let's see. It's
coming. For which thing? For which thing?
No, that's coming in one. Okay. The repeat Crucible map strike protection is in 1.1.4 on March 27th.
Okay.
That's a big one for me, man, because I'm tired of the Taken Blight strike, and all I ever get is that strike, and I never get the Inverted Spire strike, which I actually miss from the beta. You know, I get the same. I don't even get the
Nightfall this week, man. You can go run it.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, I tried to solo it the other day, but in the regular strike playlist, it never happens. It never pops up for me. It's either that one, the Pyramidion, what's the other one? The Arms Dealer strike, and actually the one with the annoying invisible fallen boss dude at the end. That one doesn't come up very often either. That one's annoying.
Beginning of it sucks. Then you get to that one part with all the Arc Shanks coming in, and then you got to fight the Walker, and it's just like, man.
I just want 1.2, baby. You know why?
Why?
Vault space increase. Let's go.
Oh, God, just delete things, man.
I did.
Finally, dude. I know. Come on, man. You know, like here we talk about how all the weapons are, very samey. Nothing's unique, and you're holding on to all this stuff, man.
Well, hang on. There's a method to my madness. I have not leveled up all three of my characters, so what I'm trying to do is keep some of those things that are like mid-tier stuff that as you're leveling, you need it. It helps you. That's the reason I have all these other things. But in any event, I made some space. I could still go and do some things, but I'm not happy about it.
All right, here I want to get back to these auras on the emblems.
Okay, sorry.
To me, the drama is, and I was kind of taken aback a little bit by like, wow, they're going to do that. So like today, I finished the Prestige Nightfall. Great, get the little aura over my head. Starting tomorrow, essentially, for me, then I'd have to, of course, run the Prestige Nightfall again to get that aura, but I have to have that emblem equipped to then have it. So it's taking away customization. Like that's where everybody's like, wait a minute, well, why? Like, what if I don't want to run the Nightfall emblem? I want to run my Suros emblem, or I want to run my, Crucible emblem. So I can't wear that aura unless it's equipped. What do you guys think of that?
But I think the goal is for us to collect all these emblems with auras and mix and match once we start collecting all of them and deciding, do we want to display our Crucible one? Do we want to display our Inverted Spire one? Which one has the coolest looking aura, right? Because I think all of them are going to have different types of auras, right?
I mean, I'm not...
Well, I think that might be like the Nightfall, of course, you have to complete the Nightfall to get it. But like these Crucible ones, like if you just hit that certain rank, you're just instantly going to get that aura. Like you don't need to get that rank again that week to then activate the aura, right? Like the Nightfall is a little different. It's like I need to beat the Prestige Nightfall again to then get that aura, right? I mean, is that kind of how this is?
I believe so.
Like it's going to work?
Well, and I'm not. Look, they're making changes as they see what's going to maybe benefit everybody, and they're taking into consideration the storage space and memory and everything else. And there's a lot of things behind the scenes that we're not privy to.
True, yeah.
As to why they're doing these things. But am I a fan of the emblem being attached to the aura? No, not really, because there are certain emblems that I like, and the reason that I like them is because of my personal preference. And if now I want the aura, but I have to have that emblem on,
yeah,
I
can kind of see that. Because like for me, like I love the raid. I have the raid emblem. Bungie had a sale like on the store, so I bought a couple of things, and I got this raid emblem that has the skull from Destiny 1, or from one of Cade 6 loot chests, I got the Ace of Spades one. That I just love wearing because everyone asks me, where did you get that emblem from?
Right.
Sweet. But you're right. Yeah, to have an aura. The aura looks cooler than having an emblem, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'd rather put on the emblem that's going to give me the cooler looking aura.
Right.
Yeah,
well, some of these new emblems, they do look ridiculous. I mean, they look just there, and there's going to be variants. We're going to talk about that here in a second, but they look really cool. I mean, they really do. So it's a minor price to pay to have a different cool emblem,
right? To be able to have the aura, because I mean, like you said, Sean, it's really the auras, man, that are the thing, right? You want to go into the tower, and if you got that cool aura that took you however long to grind for, or however long it took you to get, you want to walk around and show that off because people can see that across the tower. Right. They're not going to see your emblem when you're walking around the tower. They're going to see your aura,
you, right? Exactly.
Which is cool, man. Right. So I think that's kind of neat. But yeah, let's talk about these emblem variants that are going to be coming out. So some variants, here we go. I'll just start from the beginning. It says, lastly, we're introducing variants to some of these emblems. If an emblem indicates high achievement, indicates high achievement and lots of players use it, we didn't want that to mean that everyone looks the same, but we still want achievement emblems to be recognizable as such. Variants are being introduced to allow visible achievement without losing the recognizable identity of the emblem. Some variants are unlocked via conditions. He said the new Crucible Kills emblem unlocks some fun class foe variants after you down 1,000 guardians of that class.
1,000, dude.
1,000. That's gonna take a long grind.
Like destination chests or nightfalls, and some of these might be quite rare. So we see on the screen this one. It's the Victorious Veteran emblem. And when it's equipped, you can see like the Titan logo, and it's all like kind of shattered and a little bit of pieces, kind of like broken up.
I gotta stop you real quick. So I think they missed something here. I think they missed an opportunity. There should be a specific one that's green for when you killed 100, and maybe a gold one when you killed 500, and maybe then these red ones when you. So a different colored variant for the amount. I'm not going to kill 1,000.
Or dude, even like bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Even if there was a rim around it, like just put a little rim around it to show that.
It could be counting assists, because remember, everything in PvP seems to
true.
Count assists. So I got a feeling 1,000, would be assists. But like for everyone, just to quickly dive in here, like everyone's like, we're all grinding for emblems and auras now. They're laying the groundwork right here, and from what I'm seeing right now, you throw on a DLC, you throw on new strikes, new stories. And strike-specific loot, which aren't coming just yet, because Christopher Barrett said that want to give him more time to work on it. I think it'll all really make sense once we have new content and we also have some new strike-specific loot to grind for with doing these nightfalls or perhaps doing these crucible things.
Yep. Well, we never talked about it, Sean. Obviously, we get the DLC in May. Did we talk about that Activision call that happened? I think we may have briefed it, but what was the term they used for the fall expansion?
They just said that another big adventure
was it that or like a substantial expansion or something like that? There was like for like
they didn't use the word expansion. Like the next big adventure will be coming later this year, so they obviously don't want to give a time frame. I'm guessing it's going to be just like the Taken King, probably September time and all
September,
that.
Right.
Probably be a much bigger DLC. But I got a feeling this DLC that's coming up in May, you can see they're priming it. All the stuff in this development roadmap is leading up to what's it called? 1.1.2, I think it is, or 1.2. It's all leading up to that because you throw on private matches, all this Nightfall stuff, the sandbox tuning, 6v6, vault space, private matches, exotic masterworks. You throw that on a new expansion with new story, new strikes, new PvP maps. Who knows if they might bring a new PvP game mode in, bring back Rift or something, and also a new raid lair and stuff. It's all going to make sense really when the new DLC comes out, but time isn't on their side. They need to start rolling this out because if you look at you're going to get to it, Mark, but they're kind of testing how this whole Nightfall strike scoring thing works to see how far we can push it. You know what I mean? Yep. And then kind of make tweaks and adjustments for that. Because what if we're all going in there? Remember, like with the Challenge of Elders, it was the same guys every single week that had the most ridiculous score at the end of the week.
Oh, yeah. Bo Sox was like a Red Sox fan.
I forgot what they were doing something like not cheating or anything, but they were doing something that was kind of cheesy, I think, in order to get that top score. So like they want us to go in, and I think he says at some point, they want us to go in there and to break it basically, so they could figure out from there.
Right.
Like will it work or not?
The only I think the only negative about this roadmap update is obviously that they're not bringing in the mod system improvements yet, because that's something that we're really waiting with bated breath about, because it can significantly fundamentally change the game. Which is also why they're pushing it back, because they know if they screw that up, it's gonna really suck. Whereas if that gets pushed back to where they master it, and it's when the next DLC comes and it's all together, I think it will be probably received better because when you have a huge wide sweeping changes or a huge DLC and different things that are coming in, and it's just part of this new huge wave of content, it's not going to be as nitpicked as it would be as if it was coming in with 1.2. Because with 1.2, we're looking at a few specific things. We're going to be looking at the exotic masterworks, the multi-wheel emote, the private matches, those they're very specific things, and then people are going to go pick apart that mod 2.0. Man, they're going to pick it apart. So I think as it being a part of a bigger, huge expansion part of content, it will be less scrutinized. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's going to be so much thrown at us at that time.
Yeah, right. But I think, dude, that mod system too is going to be very game changing. You know what I mean? So it's Absolutely. Like they definitely can't rush that. Like take your time on that, because that honestly could even like make or break the game. Like that to me, out of everything they're doing, these emblems, it's cool. It's more carrots on the stick to chase for people that want to grind it. All that, that's great. That's something else to do. The mod system is like, we're completely overhauling the game. Like that's especially if they do it. There's certain ways they can go with it. If they're just doing like kind of like the armor perks on the raid stuff, that's cool. We're getting you some more orbs, things like that.
I think if they were doing that, it would have been part of 1.2.
Burns and all these different perks on those mods, man. I mean, it could really change things up.
If it was going to be the former part of what you were saying, I think it would have come in May in the 1.2, because it's going to be so dramatically. You like that word? It's a new word. It's a new word. I just made it up. Dramatically changing, that they have to push that to make sure that it's just right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. They can't mess that up, because right now, I mean, like, I had the conversation with my audience in a video I made the other day where I talked about random rolls and I actually asked everyone to chime in. I was surprised how many people want random rolls to back and how so many people don't want them to come back. I'm in the camp, if we can't have random rolls, there's got to be some sort of customization or crafting or, I don't know, because like that was the beauty of logging in every week to Destiny and doing your bounties and doing your milestones and stuff, was you're going to get something different. Whereas now I do my milestones because I'm collecting materials, because I know I've got everything. I've got every gun in the game, and I've got my 10 weapons that I use all the time, I'm not looking for that god roll, whereas like every week I would do that Shaxx weekly bounty praying for an Ice Luna. You know what I mean? I got my god roll Lord High Fixer, I think, but I still go back with the whole that anything is possible at this point, just because of the fact that if we look at how they said no Rumble, no 6v6 last summer, and they were pretty adamant about it, but now it's coming back. I think anything is possible at this point, guys.
Yep.
Let's see. And then I think you had already mentioned this, right? They showed. Well, actually, real quick, back to the emblems. In the future, they hope to show your clan's highest score.
That's
which is cool. That's pretty neat.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. I mean, we've talked about having clan wars a million times, or even in D1 where you had that board that was behind in the middle of the tower, that board which was just gobbledygook, and that literally you could have had an in-game
leaderboard or something.
Leaderboard based upon who's in the tower.
That'd be
it could literally they think about that. They could literally go, okay, there's 20 people in a tower. They can see what 20 people are in there. If they're in a clan, it would list it. Who's at the leader? Think about all that stuff that could happen. I mean, I know that takes intensive memory, but there's only 20 people in the tower at a time. that could be really, really cool, man.
That would be neat. Yep.
You drop in, and it's going to be regional, and it's going to be your clan.
Well, dude, you know what? Here's a perfect example where I've seen it in play. My son plays NBA 2K, NBA 2K18, and it has like this little hub world, and he runs around and hit with his created character, and there's all these basketball courts, and you can just stand on the side and watch a live game of guys playing like street hoops. But then in the background is a big billboard, and it's showing high scores of games happening right now somewhere, guys who have the most wins. And it's just constantly this rotating thing. And you can go watch the game that you see up on the board. You can just, your little guy walks over and there it is. Like there's a 2v2 happening right there. Not that obviously they could push that, something like that into the game, but I think that would be great, Gato. That would definitely add something to it for sure.
The leaderboard would be sick.
Now, they did say, too, to go back to, I think we talked about the fire team bonus. You can get the XP from some of these emblems. Like, let's say you get the Nightfall aura. To get that, you have to have your personal high score has to be above a par score.
A par score, which the par score is going to start with what they think is going to be the minimum.
They think. Yep.
And then it's going to,
adjust for the community.
Correct.
Yep. So pretty much, I think, and I think they said this last week when they introduced, or last week or the week before when they introduced the Nightfall scoring to us. Like, they want us to go in there and test it. So go in and break it. Is pretty much what they're saying. Like, try this out this week, please, guys. Get your fire teams back together. Let's go through it and just see what we can do. I mean, because who knows? They could put that threshold there and people just blow it out, or it's going to be something much higher than what we could possibly get. But knowing this community, it's going to be... People are always surprised, right? People will always find some way to break the system, and I'm sure this is going to be another example of it. I'm sure. But all right. Anything else news-wise, guys? You want to throw in? I think that's it, right?
Yeah. Other than all those different variants and the stuff that looks really cool as far as the armor and everything else. I mean, there's some really cool stuff that's in there. People have been asking us, and we'll get into an email later about, how they feel about Destiny and coming back and whatnot. Man, go spend some time in the game and just look around. It's pretty freaking amazing, dude.
Do the campaign. Trust me. Yeah. Trust me. Like I said, I've only run those missions all one time. Some are hit or miss, of course, but just go through and get that feeling again of playing fresh again, like right now. And I'm saying that to someone who maybe hasn't been playing Destiny for a while and you want to come back, but you're like, there's no reason for me to come back. If you've already grinded out 3 characters, delete a character and do it again. And I know that sounds stupid to say, but like because there are people out there that keep saying like, I want to play Destiny, but there's no reason for me to play Destiny, but I want to play it.
Do you need a reason? That's the thing. Do you need a reason? Just play the game and see if you like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I haven't played PvP
I've had a lot
of
fun this week playing, man.
I hadn't played PvP in about a month because my good friends, who I like to play with, C Minnow and Versace Viper, they were away. Just Chris was selling his house and everything, and they're my go-tos because we have so much fun as friends. You know what I mean? So they hopped on this weekend and we played for a couple of hours, and I forgot how much. You know what? I was like, the Crucible's not that bad actually. It needs changes, okay? And I don't like the team shooting thing, but me with my 2 friends who they never raid, they don't like anything PvE, they only want to play PvP. I had a really good time, you know what I mean? So, and I was nervous going back. So I was like, man, I have not played in like a month. And I was like, wait, Might is still really damn good. Origin Story is still really good, And, whoa, like I got a few beast games I could say for background gameplays, So, I think people just need to get over the hurdle and just play it. You know what I mean? Like, see if
Sean,
you like
I had fun because, early on you get the Shaxx quest and it's like 2 casual matches, like 2 competitive. My guns were garbage, but like I still had fun like getting in there and just playing because I haven't played PvP in forever.
Yeah.
So like, and actually the one map, I'd only played it even a few times, like even around launches. What's the map with it's the Fellwinter Peak map?
Like Vostok.
Oh, that map is gorgeous, but it doesn't, it like never comes up whenever I play. Rarely do I ever get it. And I got it today. I was like, man, this map is awesome.
But I love that point that you bring up is when you're playing through the story, you're forced to use weapons you normally wouldn't use. You're forced out of your comfort zone. See, I miss that because I feel like I'm in that stage where I have my 10. Or, I've got my Nameless Midnight, Better Devils, my Origin Story. I don't even really use the Curse of Osiris forged weapons at all because they don't, and that's why I'm a firm believer. I think random rolls would really benefit the game, player experience. But I feel like
Sean,
those forged weapons were fun.
I shot a sniper today. I used a sniper today, believe it or not, in the game.
Because you had to, right?
I had to. That was the best weapon I had, man.
Mark, I deleted 7 snipers today.
To clear up your vault, man.
Yes, to clear my vault out.
You know what we didn't talk about, actually, speaking of news, man, we didn't talk about Helm Saint 14. You got your Made in Taiwan Helm Saint 14.
And a little crimson.
They're finally sold crimson.
Yeah. So just like my galley had Made in Taiwan, my Helm of Saint 14 and my crimson says made in, or you know, it says made by the 9 is what it says.
Made by the 9.
Made by the 9. Right. That's what it says. Yeah, but yeah, great. Zer brought the truth, man. This week, you know.
No, he didn't bring truth. He brought crimson and.
You know what I was talking about. The Helm of Saint 14. The funny thing is, so obviously I rushed home, got the Helm of Saint 14. It's like marking my like favorite piece of armor ever in the history of the game, other than Armamentarium, for me. But I went and I got it, and then I was like, wait a minute, I don't have anything that is geared towards Void.
Yeah, you
like
don't use
every single one of my loadouts, every single one of my perks, every single one of my add-ons. Nothing is Void. It's all arc, and then there's a few solars. So now I got to go back and concentrate on getting some of my Void stuff back because hey, we're Bubble Bros. That was it. So
I've been running, man, ever since I had a drop. So I've been running as my bubble.
Right, but I gotta change all of my add-ons and everything else. So it's gonna be a little grind for that. But it was cool getting that finally. I was like, all right, awesome. So now I can be a Bubble Bro again. So it was needed.
For Void, try that exotic Doomfang Pauldron.
I have that. I have those. Yeah, I have the shoulder.
That's a fun exotic because
that's my. I mean, that's my Skype emblem. My Skype emblem is me with the Doomfangs on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, all the way back from before D2 dropped, man. Yeah. That was like my favorite picture. It's awesome. But yeah, we'll get it rolling. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and Crimson's cool, man. I of course this was my first Crimson, and I think I even put it on Twitter. Like I never use hand cannons, and that's what even on my Warlock this week. I've been using hand cannons because you have to. And Crimson's cool, man. It's fun. I definitely, cool. I put that up there, and a lot of people said it, and they're right. I mean, the mag is a little bit light. There's not. It just needs like 1 or 2 more shots in it, I think. But it's fun. It's definitely a cool gun to play with. Of course, reminiscent of Red Death.
But if you're getting critical kills, it's refilling your mag. Then you know what I mean?
You're right. Yep. So you got to keep.
But you know what? Like I want to see more of that rather than bringing back a favorite exotic from Destiny 1, which I think Christopher Barrett did say that they are doing. I'd like to see new exotics, but still themed on something. Like what if there was? I mean, imagine they had a scout rifle based off of Hawkmoon, rather than bringing Hawkmoon back, but a scout rifle that has kind of like what they did with Red Death, but they made it into a pulse hand cannon. Have like some sort of scout rifle that looks as cool as Hawkmoon. Give it the same because to me that
I might actually put my Mida down if that was the case.
To me, Hawkmoon was the best sounding hand cannon they ever made.
Oh, no doubt about it.
I took a clip of me firing Fatebringer and replaced it with Hawkmoon sounds. Best sounding hand cannon ever.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Scout rifle that was,
I mean, AS Luna was basically the legendary Hawkmoon.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody loved it. And it reacted similar. It sounded similar. It wasn't the same, but it was similar enough to where it was a beast and it was legendary, and you still got to keep your exotic slot for something else. Yeah. Absolutely, dude. If there was a oh my god, if there was a Mida that was, dude, you're blowing my mind right now. If there was a Mida that was like Hawkmoon, I'd be, oh my god.
Or take other weapons.
Hawkmoon Scout. Yeah.
It's random thought. Like I was thinking about it right now. If we didn't have
Vision
the
of
current
Confluence, bring it.
Oh my god, or Fatebringer, But I was just thinking about it the other day. If we didn't have the weapon system we have in place right now, we probably wouldn't be complaining so much about the lack of loot, because if snipers and shotguns and everything were still in, let's say, our energy slot, and means that all those pulse rifles, all those auto rifles, all those scout rifles, we'd be using in our kinetic slot, which is our primary.
Yep,
That's a boatload of weapons, But I don't know, man. I still think because Chris Barrett did tweet out they want to bring fusion snipers and shotguns back into the mix. I think they're going to have to throw some of them in the energy slot, but just keep them limited to ammo for PvP purposes, right? Make it like the end of Destiny 1, where if you had a shotgun, you die, you lose your your shotgun ammo.
Absolutely.
To go pick up green crate. That'd be a lot. That to me would speed up the gameplay. And I think it might even bring back some of the streamers, because what do the streamers like to do? True Vanguard, Crafty, they snipe, you know what I mean? And it's a pain to snipe because a few
Johnny, don't you think that they're considering that? Don't you think that's like literally in the plans?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm just thinking, like, how are they going to do it? Because they said they want to reduce the spawn timers on power ammo, right? But you know what that's going to do for me? I'm just going to be tubes McGillicuddy. You know what I mean? I'm just be giving everybody just a piece of tube steak the whole time. I'm going to be rocketing everybody in that game. You know what I mean? But they want to try to bring back to get, that's a dumb joke, but, they want to get, that was from a movie too. It's like, here, I sip on some tube steak and then shot the guy. But you know what I'm talking about. They want to bring snipers back,
yes.
to I think bring back, like some of the streamer folks. But I think they're going to throw some of them in the energy slot, because just throwing more power ammo on the battlefield, I don't think that's a solution for it, because you're going to have people like me who are going to fight you over it to get rockets.
It needs to be exactly like the purple ammo is now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's how the energy ammo is going to be. It's going to be the exact same thing. Right. I mean, the problem is, the only way that I could possibly see that the ammo doesn't become a problem is if there's only 2 spots and one is green and one is purple on the map. But the problem with that, that creates is somebody has power ammo and somebody has energy. One team is going to be closer to one or the other. I mean, or do you do the spawns are here, at A and B, and then the ammo crates are at C and D on the opposite.
That's kind of what you need to do, yeah.
But then is it going to be okay? Well, then everybody's really going after the power ammo, and they're not really going after the greenery, or are they going to go after? Will it be balanced? Like, how is that going to work? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, could you just have one crate give you both?
And that's going to be too much ammo.
Well, you need more. Yeah, right. You need more green, right? You definitely need because I mean, green dropped more in D1, right? Like more often.
I think that's maybe. Right? I think that's maybe. You know what? That's maybe the answer, though. I mean, I think maybe you do to put just two spawn points, one for power and one for green energy, and then you put them at the 2 opposite ends of the map, and then depending on your loadout and your play style, you're going to go for one or the other, right?
Yeah, but not every map is symmetrical enough, I think, to put it on.
Right. But
the thing is, you know what?
Right, you can figure out a way to do it. You know what I mean? With the timers and whatnot, it doesn't necessarily have to be right on top of your spawn. It can be, somewhere along the map that it's, you're going to fight over it. I don't know.
D1. You had heavy that dropped once per match, right? And then you had a timer on all the greens and stuff like that. So what if they just did, okay, once per match, you can get something for your rocket launcher or something like that. But then something that would go into a sniper, shotgun, or fusion, those things spawn more often in a particular match. Because if you keep just spawning power ammo like crazy, people like me are just going to grab rockets all the time. You know what I mean?
No, I think it needs to be on the same timer. I think it needs to be on the same timer, and the opposite ends of the map. One's green, one's purple. Go for the one you get. You get one clip. And
mayhem.
Right.
Yep, it would just be mayhem. All right. Let's move on here, guys, to our next segment, the part of the show where we give you a clan to possibly join. So if you're coming back to the game or if you're new to the game and you're looking for a clan to join, we always got you covered. Pretty much every week we're putting out a new clan for you. And if you want to have your clan spotlighted here on the show because you guys are looking for some new members, you can send it to feedback@theguardiansofdestiny.com. Just make sure to put clan spotlight in the subject. And Caleb, who do you got for us this week, man?
Raiders of the Nine. So it's an Xbox One clan. Raiders of the Nine. Raiders of the Nine. That's pretty funny. It says, our will isn't our own. However, through many trials and tribulations, the Raiders of the Nine formed to be the ultimate PvE raid group. You would think with that name they'd be a PvP group, but they aren't. They're a PvE raid group.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
It started out as a clan of close friends from multiple games, spanning from Halo, Gears of War, COD, and of course Destiny. We're a laid-back group of what I call hardcore casuals. We know hardcore casuals very well. That enjoys this game. Although we all have differing opinions on how the game is, we still enjoy playing it for its end-game content, believe it or not. At the end of the day, we forge our own fun in this game. We would love other laid-back, chill people to join our group. We are PvE-based clan who looks to do end-game content, like I mentioned before. We are a bunch of hardcore casuals, but we are people that have lives. We have families, girlfriends, jobs, etc., but still love to put time into the game that is destined to be great. So that's the best sentence that they put in there. We currently have 16 members and looking to grow enough members to begin executing Sherpa runs for other kindergartens in the future. That's something that I think that we have discussed, that it's been a little bit lacking, that there aren't the Sherpas that there were in D1. Nope. Here's a group that wants to grow a group of Sherpas. This is an awesome thing. No real requirements. We're all based in the U.S. and have no age restrictions. However, sometimes explicit language does get the best of us. Welcome to real life. We are online almost every day and actively use the Bungie Clan app to communicate between members. The contact info for these guys is on Xbox, and it's message either Sonic, the letter D, Hedgehog, and that's the O's in Sonic and Hedgehog are zeros. So it's S0NIC space, the letter D, space, HEDGH0G, or box.
I love hearing you spell this shit out.
Sorry, hey, I'm just saying, you got to do it right, otherwise that ain't gonna work.
I know. I love it.
Or box of nades with spaces between the words. Box of nades is kind of a funny.
I like that name.
So on Xbox. So there you go. If you're looking for a PvE group that maybe you want to get into Sherpa-ing people and helping kindergartens, go look those guys up on the Xbox side.
There you go.
Sweet.
So again, email us feedback@theguardiansofdestiny.com. Make sure to put Clan Spotlight in the subject line, and you may have your clan spotlighted here on the show. And of course, all the platforms we're looking for, especially PC. I mean, we've been doing the Spotlight for years now, but PC clans would be great to have here on the show.
Yep.
All right, well, let's move on here to our last segment, the part of the show where we let your voice be heard, that we call Messages from the City. All right, so remember, email us feedback@theguardiansofdestiny.com, just like Rias did. And he said, hey there, Guardians. First, I want to say hello to Mark, Sean, and Kate-Up. I've been listening to the podcast since before D1 launched. This should give you an idea of how long I've been a fan of Destiny. Well, Rias, awesome. We actually celebrated 5 years. 5 years this week, guys. I mentioned it last week, but yeah, this past Friday, the podcast is 5 years old, which is crazy. So Rias, you were there, man, back in the beginning. He says, so now for my question. When should I come back to Destiny? I've loved the game for years now and have made some real-life friends from clanmates I played the game with. I miss the days of vanilla Destiny when everything was such a mystery. There was no story. He goes, the Nightfall was crazy hard and the raid was harder, yet we all couldn't wait to pour every spare second we had into the game. Destiny 2, although an improvement in some ways, was also a step in a direction that I didn't personally care for, and I decided to step back. Not to hate, just to take a break. He said, that said, I wholeheartedly agree with you guys on Guardian Radio that the game will continue to get better. I've been listening and have faith in Bungie. We saw the way the events of the first game unfolded. Now I am just a fan patiently waiting for the world I love to feel great again. So when do you think I should give the game another go? Right now I'm kind of waiting for God of Mars, but maybe I should wait longer or come back sooner. He said, keep up the great work. I look forward to listening to the show every week while at work, Rias. Well, I would say, I mean, if you're thinking God of Mars, chances are you probably already have the season pass, especially if you were such a big fan. I mean, don't pass that up. No, definitely at least jump in there. If anything, I would say, if you're such a big fan, go when each of these content updates that are on or not necessarily content updates, but the updates that are on that roadmap, come back those weeks.
Check them out.
And see if it fixes it for you. And not necessarily it's going to be a fix, but see if there's something for you at that point. Because maybe you haven't played for a month at that point. You're coming back. Things kind of feel fresh again. There's some new things, dabble in it a little bit. If it doesn't hook you, step away and come on back, next month or whatever it is. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Absolutely right. And the other thing that I would say to Rias is, if you have real life friends and people that you have that are clanmates or maybe former clanmates, if you don't have those people, find new clanmates, find new people to play with, because that's really what the thing that makes Destiny great is playing with people
you play with.
If the people that have really stepped away from Destiny are the solo players, a lot of them, I should say. There are obviously clans and people that have stepped out of it because of whatever. But if you have a group of people that you enjoy playing with, you will play the game no matter what, because you have fun playing with your friends. And it's amazing. Come on, honestly, it's one of the greatest games ever in history of gaming. So is it as good as what we were used to in D1? Depends on what you like, but it depends on what you're looking for. So, but at the end of the day, find people that you like to play with and go play. That's the bottom line.
Yep.
And then with these different changes that we're going to see, there's a lot of changes, man. This game, if you've taken some time off and you're going to come back to this game now, it's going to be a rude awakening, and maybe that's a good rude awakening. But just come check it out periodically and see what you think, and see what your friends think.
I was going to say what Mark said is come back when each update hits and see if there's something that you liked.
Right.
He mentioned that he enjoyed doing the raid in Destiny 1. Have you tried doing the raid since the new raid mods hit? Because I'll tell you right now, they make it a hell of a lot more fun. The normal raid with the perks, you feel like a god. And Prestige is a little more doable. It's still challenging, but the fact that you have, Energize, which gives you bonus energy damage, you've got ability bonus damages, it's made it. The last update, 1.1.2, has made raiding more fun.
Right.
1.13 looks like they're going to introduce some more Nightfall things. 1.14 is going to introduce a whole lot of things in 1.2. So I would check in at every update. Don't wait until Gods of Mars.
Right.
Come back in at each with each update and see if it tickles your fancy.
Yep.
Because 1.14. We have weapon ability and sandbox changes, heroic strike modifiers. If you're a strike person,
that right there, man.
I want to jump in.
Awesome.
Do you miss sixes?
Yep.
Iron Banner 6v6 is coming March 27th. Do you want to see some sandbox changes? Josh Hamrick was talking about I think they're calling it the Go Fast or the Speed update or something, where they're increasing everyone's speed across the board. I mean, that might be a big issue, because when I went back to get some D1 footage about a couple of weeks ago for a video, I realized, wow, my Warlock, am I on steroids or something? Because I'm using the glide, which I normally don't like in D2 because it's kind of slow, but I am just running around really fast. So I would check in with every update and see if it's something that you like.
Yep. And I mean, have they run the raid layer yet? If you're in the raiding and your crew hasn't run it, but you guys love the brutality of how difficult year one was.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't played in a while, it's probably going to be hard for you guys to get through the layer. Do it. Come back, try and get your crew back together. Start messaging them saying, hey, guys, you guys want to give it a shot? Let's try it. Let's see if we can do it. And even if that only lasts a week for you guys, at least, hey, you got the crew back together. You guys had fun.
Yeah.
And,
if you enjoyed the player experience from the Axis Challenge mode, you'll like the raid layer. That's the best way that I could explain it. Different fight, but same, similar player experience. Constant call-outs, constant action, and a lot of fun.
Yeah,
cool.
That teamwork in the raids is really the height of what Destiny 1 or 2 is about. Is the teamwork and the coordination that it takes to accomplish that really difficult goal. That's what makes Destiny great. Period. The end.
Yep.
Let's see. We got one more email. This comes from cbangs82. It says, hey guys, love the show. Every time I hear the messages from the city segment, I'm always kicking myself for not writing in. I've been wanting to write in for a while and just haven't gotten around to doing it. Well, see, Bangs, good thing you did it, man, because you're here on the show. I was thinking last week when you guys were discussing the raid armor set, what do you guys think of full sets of armor offer some type of buff? Besides trying to collect the full sets from all the vendors, it would be neat to see a buff once all sets are acquired and equipped, maybe once all the ornaments are earned. Example, Devrim K's Wildwood armor set on the EDZ could give a delay on enemy radar of 2 seconds, or Sword Flight from Shaxx could grant an increase of rep or 5-second agility after spawn in the Crucible when an entire set is equipped with the ornaments. Why not have them event specific? Raid gear would give buffs to help in the raid. Each planet's armor would give them type of buff on their respected planet, and so on. The possibilities can go on and give meaning to the sets aside from just the aesthetics. I love collecting the sets, and this could give another carrot at the end of the stick for collecting these sets or ornaments. There's a game on the PC I play that is a side-scroller where you can collect sets of armor from materials. When the character equips all the armor, there is a buff of either speed, health, regen faster, immune to fire, lava, and more. He says, summarize all that up if we want to condense it, but no, I think that was good. He says, great job and keep up the episodes. Voidlock, Striker Titan, Inviso Hunter, Cbangs82. Well, Cbangs, thanks for that.
Yep.
I think it's great, man. It's great, right?
I love this idea because of the fact that I forgot who said it last week, but right now we're playing Destiny. And I said this the other day. I'm kind of a little over the ornaments thing, because I'd rather collect gear sets that that will give me a benefit. Like right now, the raid set that gives me a benefit. I made sure I turned each character, all the raid gear into Masterworks when I do the raid. But then when I'm not doing the raid, I've got to set the Dawning gear set because it was good stats and stuff. But I've had it all modded out for all PvE stuff, and then I've got a few, like kind of pieces all over the place that are for, like for Crucible and stuff. But to have sets on each destination, or different areas, whether it's Crucible or strikes or PvE stuff in general, that actually benefit you rather than just look cool, I'm all for it. Great.
Set bonuses is a big RPG MMO thing. Even like Division has it, but you look at like Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft. Hell, Diablo, like all these games have these sets that you're going out and they give you set bonuses. It would just make sense. We have the sets in the game, so why not give a bonus for collecting the whole set? Even if it was something just as simple as like how the Masterworks gave you the orb, regeneration, like just do something like that, like just something as simple and not that it's minuscule, but doesn't need to be this big amazing thing. Just it would give you another reason to go out and collect those.
I'm a proponent, and I always have been a proponent of breaking the game. So, and what I mean by that is give us some set that when we get it, it makes me so OP or gives me some ability that is ridiculous that everybody has to chase it to be competitive. That's what happened with Thorn. That's what happened with all these things. When these things got broken, everybody's like, oh my God, if I don't get that, I'm going to get pwned. I need to go get that. And it gave you, it's more than a carrot. It was like you have to go get this or you're going to not be okay playing the game. And it's okay to temporarily break the game for fun. And that's a thing. But I think the problem, and we had that in D1 because of the following was so positive. But now if they do that, because of the vitriol and the ridiculousness of what has happened with the community, that it gets received in such a negative connotation that even though it's so amazingly fun, everybody bitches about it instead of going and having fun with it. Yeah. I would love for them to give us a Devrim K set that when you go get it, you go invisible for like 10 seconds. Like something that's broken as hell, right?
And Prometheus Lens, Soccer Burn said it. That happened.
That was the best weekend of it was the best weekend of D2.
Yep.
So break the game occasionally just to have fun, man. It's just a great idea, and they'll deny it and go, sorry that we made that too powerful. Okay, it's being nerfed now. In the meanwhile, we had 2 weeks of a blast, right, doing that. So. Yep. I absolutely love the idea of the complete sets giving you buffs, even if it's not broken. That I do. But occasionally give you one of those sets we just realized from playing, because that's how we realized these things are broken, was from playing, right?
Yeah.
Give us one of the sets that, oh my gosh, that was way OP, and make them nerf it. But that gets people to play the game, man.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's a great idea. C-Bang's awesome email. I completely agree with you. It gives you carrots to chase, things you can do. I think that they could make that just be an awesome, awesome thing in the game. The only issue that I see with it is vault space. Yeah. Because if you have to then go get all of those pieces for every set, where the hell are you going to put it all? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
we got May 20, I think, is 1.2. We're going to have vault space increase. So. That'll help, but I love the idea. Absolutely.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, keep emailing us feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com. Best way to have your voice heard here on the show. And keep your topics coming, because we love, of course, reading these, and they always round out the show perfectly.
Yeah.
So keep them coming. Don't forget, this Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on Sean's YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mesa Sean, we are tackling the Raid Lair, Caleb and I, for the first time, and we're doing it with the great guys from WTF Gaming, which is going to be awesome. Can't wait for that, man. Sean, I've never talked to those guys, but we've been talking in Twitter, obviously. But you hear nothing but good things about them, man.
You want to talk about good people who really love the game and enjoy it, and they don't do carries; they do raid-educations. You know what I mean?
That's great.
Where they're extremely patient. I've done some carries with them. Oh, sorry, I used the word carry. I've done some raid-education with them, where we went through it fine, and then we got to Callus on Prestige, and they're the most patient guys I've ever met, and they're building an amazing community over on Twitch. So if you're looking for someone that still streams Destiny 2 and are passionate about it. It's a father-son team. This Peanut Butter and Toast. So awesome. Check it out. WTF Game Nation over on Twitch TV and also on Twitter. Also check them out. We're gonna have them on the show at some point. I think I'm gonna get them. We'll talk about
soon.
Talk with them on Wednesday.
Sure. Yeah, and that was the other thing I said, guys. We want to start bringing some more guests here back on the show. So let us know who you want to hear on the show. You know, obviously.
Shoot an email to us. Like, if you're an up and coming content creator that's still doing, because I know a lot of content creators and streamers kind of, watch themselves to Destiny right now. But if there's some upcoming ones you want us to have on the show, let us know. Shoot us an email.
Yep,
for sure. Quick update about Guardian Con. We are finalizing everything there, so you guys will see us there. So hopefully we'll see many of you there. Because, of course, we're bringing the Destiny like we have the last few years. So please.
We have some surprises in store. If you're a Destiny fan and you're afraid of Guardian Con not being Guardian-y enough,
we'll be there.
We will bring the Guardian-y. Trust me.
Yes, we will be there.
We've been speaking to some of our other very good friends in the Destiny community that will be going as well. It still is going to be plenty Destiny-ish. Yep. And we'll make sure of that. Trust me.
And, to everybody out there, too, if you have not played Destiny in a while, I urge you to, like I said at the beginning of the show, maybe try the campaign. Or if anything, log on this week and dive into this Nightfall scoring. Like, try it out. I mean, that's pretty much what they're tasking us with doing. They want us to break it. Play this week and at least, if anything, get back in that. Because if you haven't played in a while with the, turn some of these modifiers on that, I think you're going to find that the difficulty of Destiny might be back a little bit, especially in the Nightfall. So, especially if you're going for the score. So get in there, get your fire team back together, and play this week for sure. Test that out for them, for all of us, because I think it's definitely a step in the right direction for the game, something the game needs. All right. Well, anything else you guys want to throw out here at the end of the show?
That's it, guys. Looking forward to I'll be streaming tomorrow sometime during the daytime. Testing out the Nightfalls and trying to break them and see how it goes from there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying them out tomorrow.
Yep. All righty. Well, everybody, thank you as always here for tuning into the show, however you're tuning in, whether it's through Twitch, through YouTube, through Podbean, through iTunes, whatever your podcast service of choice is. Thank you so much. And with that, we'll catch you guys next time. Later.
Hairball.
Did you guys see Kevin Smith had a major heart attack?
Yeah, major heart attack. Yeah.
Dude, he had a 100%. He had a Widowmaker.
Crazy, man.
100% blockage, you said.
It's bad, bro.